Mid-October, we're back on one of the used potato beds as we were last week, putting in the onions and the garlics. We're going to overwinter stuff in this bed before it becomes a legume bed next year. We've already got some onions in, we've already got the leeks in, the field chopped previously. We've still got the moolies growing. Unfortunately the spinach has done nothing, but we've got space for a few rows of shallots. We're not putting a massive amount of shallots in. They give some lovely flavour to your cooking, but we don't use them that much. So 2 rows, half a dozen in each row. They need to be 1 inch deep, same as the other bits that we put in last week, and about 5 inches apart. But because we've got this space, we'll give them plenty of room. That's 2 rows of shallots in, and we'll move on to the next job. Rather bizarrely, completely out of season, but the weather we've had, sun and rain, has brought the asparagus back to life. And as you can see, it's 18 inches, 2 foot tall. There's nothing to worry about. All we're going to do is let it go yellow and cut it once again below the soil.
The weather's been quite changeable this weekend, and we're having to duck and dive into some quite torrential downpours. So we're not going to start any major big jobs this weekend again, but what we are going to do is tackle all these brassicas again. If you remember a few weeks ago, we took the cages off, weeded around the brassicas, and also removed the lower yellowing dead leaves. You can see that there are more leaves lying in the ground and more leaves on the plants that are now yellowing. So we need to start doing this again. While we're here, you can also see that the sprouts are coming on leaps and bounds, and these will be ready for picking soon. One final job for today is just to check these onions and garlics we planted last week. What tends to happen is if the rain washes away the soil around the bulb, the birds can pick these bulbs out. We just want to make sure there are no bulbs lying on top of the ground and push these back in where necessary. But these are looking fairly good. And actually looking around, one thing I have noticed is that the garlic has started growing and growing quickly. Looking overhead at the moment, we've got some blue sky in this direction and some very dark clouds in this direction. So we're actually going to call it a day before it shuts down and we ruin all our equipment. So until next week, we'll see you then.